Good friends are hard to find, harder to live, and impossible to forget. Good morning, children. Today we are going to learn the moral lesson Good Friends. Now let us read this story to understand. Once upon a time, there lived two boys named Damon and Pythias in Sicily, city of Greece. They were always best friends. One day, when the two of them were visiting the city of Syracuse, Pythias said some bad words about the king of Syracuse. Some spies of the king heard Pythias and narrated the same to the king. So the king got very angry. The king ordered his men to arrest Pythias and put him into a jail. Actually, in the story, Damon and Pythias they are lived in the Sicily city. One day, Pythias said some words, bad words about the king. So the king ordered his men to put him into a jail. Okay. The king went to see Pythias in the jail, and he asked why he had spoke about bad words about him. Pythias replied that whatever he said was correct about the king. This made the king angrier. Out of anger, the king passed a death sentence against Pythias. Death sentence. Okay. The king asked Pythias to say his last wish before death. Pythias said, Goodin, I just go home and tell my family what happened and get ready before I am killed. But the king said, Oh, sure, like you would ever come back again to be killed, he said. The king said, You would ever come back again to be killed. At the time, Damon reached that place. He heard the last wish of his friend. He wanted to fulfill his friend's last wish. So, he wanted to make a Pythias see his family before his death. And he said to the king, I will stay with you while Pythias go home to say goodbye. If he doesn't come back, you can kill me instead. The king couldn't believe anyone would trust their friends so much. He thought this was really dumb, but he agreed to let Pythias go. He was supposed to be back in 1 month. If he wasn't back by the end of his month, the king would kill Damon instead. Actually, in the story, Pythias said some words about king, bad words. So he put him to jail and then sentenced to death, isn't it? This news reached to the Damon and he only said something. What is it? I will stay with you while Pythias goes home to say goodbye. Because this word is a last wish of his Pythias, isn't it? Yes. Okay, now let's go to the page number 11. Pythias went home and met his family. He said goodbye to his family and left home to come back. He wouldn't leave Damon to be killed, but on the way back, some pirates attacked his ship. Pirates is a ship plunder or robber. Pythias tried to explain to the pirates, but they just threw him overboard. They threw him with a swan to shore, but they didn't have any money or any horse or any way of getting back to Damon. There is no money. How can he reach that palace? He was so worried that Damon would be killed. He started to run as fast as he could towards the king's palace. So he hurriedly ran fast. The king, in the meanwhile, had been amusing himself by taunting Damon. He constantly telling him that he was a fool. You are a fool to have risked his life for a friend. You are a fool. You have risked your life for a friend. But Damon knew his friend would never leave him to be killed. Damon knew Pythias would come back to be killed himself. On the last day, the king had Damon tied up and took him outside into the courtyard of the palace to be killed. But Damon was still not worried. He knew Pythias would come. And sure enough, just as Damon was about to be killed, Pythias came running in. He was filthy, dirty, and his clothes were all in rags from swimming in the ocean. And he had lost his shoes and had to run barefoot the whole way, and feet were all bloody. But he was so happy to have come in time. In time. He come in time. He cried out, "See, I have come back. Let Damon go. I am ready to be killed now." And he put his own head on the block. This time he was very happy. Pitya is very happy because he is in the time. And he put his head on the block. That time the king was so touched by his true friendship that he once forgot his cruelty, did not kill Pythias. Instead, he kept both the friends at his court and appointed them as their advisors. Here, the moral of the story: a friend in need is a friend in indeed. So, children, you have to be a good friend. Good friends only listen to each other. Good friends don't hurt each other's feelings. Good friends help each other solve problems. They are dependable. Good friends respect each other. They are trustworthy. They care about each other. So, children, you should be a good friend. Okay, thank you, children.